Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own custom size envelope in Cricut Design Space, and we're even going to write on that envelope with some Cricut pens. If you're new here, welcome to Little Craft Nest. My name is Nisha. For our project today, you'll need some 12 by 12 inch cardstock, some Cricut pens, a scoring wheel or a scoring stylus, and a Cricut machine, whether that's one of the Explorer or the Maker machines. Let's jump onto Cricut Design Space and get started. We're going to open a new project in Cricut Design Space and then head over to the left of your canvas and click on Images. We're going to search for envelope, and under filters I'm going to click on Free. Now scroll down a little bit and you'll see this green envelope right here, and that image number is M4131B, and I'll put that down below in the description of this video too, so you'll be able to find this file easily. So go ahead and click on it and then click Add to Canvas. Now the card I made in my last tutorial was a 5 by 5 inch card, and this envelope right here is shaped for a rectangle shape card. So we need to do a few adjustments here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over to Shapes and select a square. And then I'm going to size this square to 5 inches. So now it's 5 by 5. And this is just my template, so I know how big to make my envelope so that my card will fit inside. So let's put this to the side and now click on the envelope, and we're going to stretch it out a little bit here. And I'm going to unlock the envelope at the top because we're going to distort this envelope a little bit so that it fits a square card instead of a rectangle card. So go ahead and grab your square and put that on top of the envelope in between the 4 score lines. So I'm going to put it right here, and then we're going to select the envelope and adjust the size. So I can stretch it out vertically or horizontally, and we're just going to move it around until this card fits inside. So you might need to move your square around a little bit. Now I'm not having my scored lines go right to the edge of the card. I do want to leave a tiny bit of space around my card. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to insert the card into the envelope. So I'm going to make it just a little bit shorter because I got quite a bit of space here at the bottom. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit. And now this looks like the perfect size envelope for my card. So now we can go ahead and get rid of our square here. I'm just going to click on Delete. And we have the perfect size envelope. Now before we go ahead and make this, I do want to add some text to the front. So I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. So under rotate, let's type in 90. I'm going to be cutting my envelope out of black cardstock. So let's select our envelope layer here, and we can change the color to black. But if I do make it black, it's going to be very difficult to see the score lines. So let's make it just a few shades lighter so we're still able to see those score lines. So let's go ahead and add some text. I'm going to type, "It's a party." Now this font is not very exciting, so let's go ahead and change that. So under font, I'm going to select a Cricut font for this. And I'm going to add a few filters. So click on this box right here on the far right. I want this to be a writing font, so I'm going to click on that. And I also want it to be a free font so that you can use this font regardless if you have Cricut access or not. And let's see what it brings up. I like this font here called Ginger Snap, so I'm going to click on that. And look how fun this font is. It looks perfect for a birthday party. And if you go up to Operation, you'll notice it already changed our font to a pen. So you don't have to go and change that. It's not set as basic cut because we did search for a writing font. So automatically turn the operation of our text to pen. Now there is quite a bit of a gap between "It's a party" and I want to make that gap a little smaller. So I'm going to select my text and then go up to line spacing, and let's try -3 and see what happens. That looks pretty good, but you could go ahead and make it a little smaller again. I'm going to go with -4, and I like that a lot better. So we can go ahead and put this right on our card. Now, because the cardstock I'm using is black, we cannot do a black pen on our card because no one's going to be able to see it. So today I'm going to be using my opaque gel pens, and we'll make this all the same color just to keep it simple. So we can go up beside Operation, click on the little color swatch box there, and we're gonna go down to gel pen 1 millimeter, and then scroll to the bottom and you'll see the opaque gel pens there. So let's go ahead and do this in pink. And I think that's gonna pop really nicely on this envelope. So now we want to make sure that our text is centered with our card. So I'm going to go over to the layers panel and select our envelope that says basic cut. Click on the shift key and select our text, and then go over to align and center horizontally. Now that just moved our text over just a smudge to make it center. Now, before we go and press make it, there's one more step we need to do. So we're going to select all our layers here and click on attach, and then press make it. As you can see here, our card goes past the 11-inch mark. For this particular envelope, you would need to use 12 by 12 cardstock rather than 8.5 by 11, because otherwise it's not going to cut out our whole envelope. So let's go ahead and press continue. We're going to set our base material as medium cardstock, and then under load tools and materials, we'll need to start with our pink pen in clamp A and our scoring wheel in clamp B. So we'll need to switch out our blade and then put our scoring wheel in. Now, if you don't have a scoring wheel, you can go over to Edit Tools and you can use your scoring stylus instead. So you can swap out your scoring wheel for the scoring stylus and then click on Apply. I have the scoring wheel, so I'm not switching that out today, but if you wanted to, go for it. So let's load our mat and get this cut out. So I'm using Cricut cardstock here. I actually really like Cricut's cardstock. I love the texture of it and I find it holds up really well. A lot of people will ask, what type of cardstock do you use? Honestly, I use whatever's on sale because sometimes cardstock can be quite expensive. So sometimes I do buy cardstock from Michael's. Once in a while, I have seen Cricut cardstock on sale and then I'll stock up on it just because I really love this cardstock. So to load our Cricut opaque pen, I'm just going to put the lid on the top so I don't lose it. We're going to open up clamp A and then we're just going to put it in. And I like to put my finger underneath when I push down. So we're going to push the pen down and it'll snap right in and then shut the clamp. And then we're going to remove our blade from clamp B and add the scoring wheel. And then we can go ahead and load our mat. After your Cricut machine has finished drying, Design Space will prompt you to switch out your tools again. So we can go ahead and take out our scoring wheel from clamp B and add our blade. So our envelope is all finished. We just need to take it off the mat. So to do that, don't just pull it off the mat. We're going to flip our mat upside down and gently peel the mat off the cardstock so that we're not creasing and rolling our cardstock while we take it off. And then all we need to do is fold along our score lines. So I'm going to fold this one up and we'll fold these insert ones towards the center. And then you can add some adhesive to the side, whether you're using two-sided tape or glue, it doesn't really matter. I have some two-sided tape here, so I'm just going to use this. And then we can fold up the bottom to stick on the top there, give it a nice press. And we can now add our card inside. This is a card I made in my last video. It's super cute and there's even a little surprise inside. We've got some stickers there, so if you want to see how I made this card, go and check that video out. So we can stick this right inside our envelope now. And my sides kind of came up while I was putting the card inside. So I think I may need to reinforce this with some glue because this two-sided tape is not as great as I thought it was. I just picked this up from the dollar store the other day because I ran out of my tape runner, which I need to get more of. Okay, so I'm peeling the tape off this cardstock, and as you can see, it wasn't very sticky at all. It came right off and left no residue at all. So I'm grabbing some glue instead, and hopefully this will work a little better. Okay, that glue seems to be so much better than that double-sided tape I was using. So make sure you're using a good adhesive and not the one I picked up from the dollar store. So let's put this card back in here. And that was so much better. So here's one of the stickers I made using Tech Wrap sticker sheets. I really love their sticker paper, so go check that out. And I do have a few video tutorials on how to make stickers, so I will leave those videos linked down below in the description as well. So let's seal up this envelope here. And doesn't that look cute? I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions at all, leave them down below in the comments. And if you're looking for more crafting tutorials, make sure you check out some of my other videos. I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.